Say, so we were talking about the four aspects of the greater mind, which is called the Mahat. The four aspects are basic, or you can say the four states of the realization. You can say, like realizing anything, any kind of experience or impression. We have already done 3 videos, and this is the last video. This is the part 4. Please do watch the other 3 if you are watching this video for the first time. So today we are going to talk about Ahankar. Ahankar is basically the I identity, the knowledge of I am. So generally people always refer to themselves that like I am a doctor, or I am a boy, or I am something, I am a photographer, like that. Like so whatever aspect of the life they would like to take it as a part of their own identity. Like suppose I would say that I'm a man, or I'm a boy, or like that. So this sense of identity that I am this, I am this. This is called Ahankar. And what happens is that we are regarding the experiences, like what happens, like suppose a person gets a certain experience or an impression, and when the buddhi has analyzed it and seen that okay, this is good or bad or whatever it is. So now what happens is that suppose we have a certain experience. So then what happens that the buddhi will then interact that experience with the ahankar, and it will influence the ahankar. So suppose for example I see a person who is coming towards me with a stick. He's just walking towards me with a stick. So now just that image of a person walking towards me with a stick is doesn't mean anything, But then when actually I suppose I see the person who is walking towards me with a stick with like like angry eyes, and the impressions are like he's angry and like maybe making some sounds or something like that. So then what happens is that the buddhi will take these impressions, the impression of the angry face and angry eyes, and like the way suppose a man is going to like charging like angrily towards me, or the way he's holding the stick, like that. So all these different impressions, so these impressions will be compared with the chitta's previous memory impressions that the chitta has, and that will actually help me in deciding that okay, so this is a angry man, and then accordingly the buddhi will be basically influencing me to the ahankar to actually decide what to do. So the individual identity, the sense of I am, now this point of time, what will happen, I will have to decide that whether I should fight or flight, whether I should stay there or I should maybe run away or escape or something like that. I suppose it's a very big man, or suppose it's an elephant, then obviously I will have to it's a better idea to maybe hide or like run away. It's not an good idea to say that or for me to have a bigger sense of I am, like I'm a very great, or I'm a very great human being and I should stay there. So very much related to this, what we can actually learn from here is that suppose that sense of I am is very great, so what they say is that that this ahankar is also called as ego in English, as you know. So suppose the person, suppose we see that a person has a very big ego, like he or she would say that oh, I'm a very powerful person, I'm this and that, or suppose I give a very simple example of that. So suppose a person is sitting there, and then one very big man is coming with a stick angrily, and then this with all due respect, this person who is sitting there, he is actually thinking of himself, oh, very powerful man. I'm not afraid of this man who is going to beat me with the stake, or like that. And then even though the person who is sitting is not strong enough, and then he has that higher sense of ego, or the higher sense of oh, I am a great guy, or something like that. So that would actually result in a mishap, and like what would basically it would result in. So this is the ego basically. Like suppose a person has a lot of ego, then and a person is like overconfident of something, then he or she tends to make mistakes like this. And similarly, if a person has a lesser sense of I am, or a lesser sense of the ego, like is not confident enough, so that due to that, what happens that the person will feel that, oh, I cannot do that, or I will have that feeling of I cannot do this, I cannot do that. So the ego should be very like balanced. Generally it should be balanced. The sense of I am, the knowledge of I am should be like balanced. It should not be like, oh, I am a very great guy, or something like that. It should be that, oh, I cannot do anything, or like that. So like there should be always a balance between the two things. And this balance is yoga basically, and yoga helps us to have this balance in our lives and have a balance in our ego. So see you again in the next video, and see you again with a new topic in the next video. Until then, namaste.